there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com, and we are going to open up a Modern Masters box and see exactly what the pools will look like for a sealed. A little bit of a practice before GP Vegas, and see if my theory is correct, if it really is hard to build a pool or not. I did open 6-packs earlier of another gentleman that bought a pack, and I did have some pretty sick pulls with like Vapor Snags and a Shadow Mage Infiltrator, but it seemed to be not any sort of theme deck strategy like what they wanted with Modern Masters 2015. Just seemed to have a lot of good tempo cards. So I'm hoping that we can actually get some theme decks going and try to figure out exactly, now that we have the packs in our hands, and we're going to do a mock sealed. So I'm here with MTG Altar Boy. We're going to open up the box of Modern Masters, and so there's 24 packs, so we can do 4 of them. We'll do 4 pools. So we'll open up all the packs. We're going to keep them in their pools, and then we'll build what we would consider the best 4 decks out of those pools. And then, so one deck per pool is what I'm saying. So let's just go ahead and get this started. So there was a video today saying that the Modern Masters are very easy to repack, but if you inspect them properly, like how they were doing it is they're coming, it's glued. And so if you inspect these properly, I don't think there's a way to really get these out without damaging. Yeah, it's very tough. Maybe someone could figure it out, but I don't know. So we're gonna start off with one pool here. So 6 packs. We're gonna open them. We'll set them aside for, this is exactly what you're gonna get at GP Vegas. You're going to get 6 packs of Modern Masters. And open the card liberated. So these packs actually, if you open them properly, they just come off just like that and come out of the pack, slide out like that. Alright, so we have an insect token, a Glinthawk Idol, so a Tribal Flames. I don't know how that will work in this format with, you'd have to have a ton of different cards. A Shrivel, that's the I guess the card for the anti-tokens. Repill. See, I'm liking blue-black tempo so far. A lot of the cards that I picked up seem to have a lot of blue-black tempo strategies to it, or just powerful cards. We have an Apostle's Blessing that can still go into blue-black tempo. A Walking Nightmare, which is an arcane card that is a mind rot. Gnarled Pack, multi-kicker, enters battlefield with a +1 counter for each time it's kicked. So it's just a 2/2 bear with the possibility of being a 3/3 for a, it gets 1 counter. Yeah, it's pretty vanilla. Goblin Fireslinger, okay card for like a burn deck. A Thrive, put a +1 counter on each of extra creatures, so again for that token, green-white token strategy. An Alloy Mirror to help stabilize, I guess, or not stabilize, excuse me, fix your mana. Reassembly Skeleton, decent card in certain strategies. A Celestial Purge, not a bad card. Exile target black, a good sideboard card anyway. And this is actually one of the better rares, just because it's a 4/4. I'll show it to you here. Orzhov Basilica, Indomitable Archangel. And so the Indomitable Archangel is the Flying Metalcraft. You have 3 more artifacts. Your artifacts have Shroud as well. But anyway, you're just going to be using this for the body, a 4/4 for 4. So I'm just going to open these quickly, show you them really quickly. So for the first pool, and then we'll get it going. So maybe we'll skip to the rare on these. So we have Mana Leak, Nameless Inversion, which is a pet card of mine. I love this card, but it doesn't have the hack on, the Hakon. Vampire Lacerator, Aether Snipe, Raise the Alarms. We've got a nice little token-based strategy going so far. A Scuttling Death, Dragon Soul Knight, very awkward card. Vines of the Vastwood, it's going to be a very decent card in the format. Another Alloy Mirror, 4 core is not hard. Crusher, 4 or 5 color anyway with this pool. A Rootkin, a Cytoplast Rootkin. Graft is a decent little strategy. An Aethercast Knight, Exalted 1/3 for 2, not bad, it's an artifact or 2. Mole Drifter, one of my favorite cards out of the set for at least limited. And an Esh Monstrosity, womp womp. And a Gust Skimmer foil. So we got kind of an artifact. Again, now you can start seeing out of 2 packs, you're just kind of all over the place. So it's going to be very hard to build a very complete pool out of 6 packs, which is not the case for other... I thought that Khans of Tarkir was an incredible sealed format, as well as Dragons of Tarkir and Fate Reforged when we did all those pre-releases. We have a Smoke Braider, which goes in the Elemental strategy, Thief of Hope, Wax Maiden Baku, or, yeah, Baku I think is how you say it. I'm sure you'll correct me. Grim Affliction, a Squirter, Conclave Phalanx, Viashino Slaughtermaster. We got a nice okay res trade. This is a weird card too though because it wants 2 other colors. Another Thrive, good with the Raise the Alarms, but so far no, we don't have anything besides it. Did you ever print Brute Force in this? Okay, Brute Force again. Wasn't that in the last Modern Masters? I believe it was. Cathodion. Dies at 3 your mana pool. I guess that can help you if you have a sack outlet to ramp to those Eldrazi. A World Heart Phoenix, which again, you can cast it if you have all the cards with Alley Mirror. I guess that's possible. Core Duelist, so far no equipments to actually equip to it. I don't think we had equipment so far. A Glass Dust Hulk. Whenever artifact enters the battlefield under your control, gets +1/+1 and can't be blocked this turn, and then it's got Cycling. Unfortunately, there's no Living Death, I don't think, in the format. An Ant Queen, okay. So we got probably the most broken card out of the set for at least a limited strategy. And then a foil Alley Mirror. So this is, every pack is basically had an Alley Mirror in it. Alright, so another pack. Sorry, I think we lost our lighting here, some of our lighting. But I'm just going to do this last one quickly with the pools, and then we'll open them, and then speed it up, and then we'll show you what we'll make with the pool. So this last pack has another Nameless Inversion. Decent card, definitely a good card for the Blood Ogre, kind of vanilla again. It's just a first striker. It can be a 3/3 first striker for 3 mana. A Predator, not a bad vanilla card either. It's like a bear strategy, a 3/3 for 3, and then you get an Eldrazi spawn. Plague Drusalki, this is decent in a black-white tokens. It's also a sack outlet for the Cathodion, I believe. There's a Thoughtcast. This is going to be a pivotal card in the artifacts. A Fortify, Kavu Predator, not a bad card. Pretty vanilla still. A Soulbright Flamekin, which is very even hard and constructed to really make it work. There's another Cathodion. So we do have some sack outlets for this, but nothing to really ramp into. A Sign in Blood, a Scavenger Drake, and is it Boilerworks? Oblivion Ring, that's perfect. That's what you want to see in a sealed pool. A Spellskite, which actually isn't even too bad in a sealed pool, and then a Wrecking Ball. So we want to be all over the place. I'm starting to think that right now we're going to be green-white is what I would assume, just because of the Ant Queen and the Indomitable Archangel. And we do have a lot of good red cards though, and this is how Modern Masters is going to be. You're just going to throw together good stuff and hope it works. I don't see a theme really coming into fruition through this. So we have a Soldier, a Hover Guard, great blue card. A Sunlance, which will go great in our white deck if we do build it. A Stoic Rebuttal, another counterspell card. Kami of Ancient Law destroys an enchantment, sure. There's not a lot of enchantments in this format though. A 2/1 Wither. Wings of the Velas Veil, Changeling, until a turn target creature has base power and toughness of 4/4 and gains flying. Kind of, nah, I don't like that. I mean, it can feel like a giant growth type strategy. Civic Initiate, not a bad card, and actually green Stompy with the new avatar. Another Fire Slinger, another Sign in Blood, a Flare Husk. There's finally equipment for one of our guys. And a Hikari Twilight Guardian. This is actually one of the key pieces you need for Spirit Arcane deck. And yeah, we're definitely going tokens, because here's a Spectral Procession. Necrogenesis, unfortunately we might end up splashing black, and that will work. And then our rare is a Mystic Stake. One of my favorite cards back in when this was printed. When was this printed? Mystic Snake was like Apocalypse, wasn't it? And they reprinted it in Time Spiral? I'm sure you'll correct me. Maybe this was actually out of Ravnica, the original. I don't know. But then a foil Ant Queen, so we're absolutely going tokens with this first strategy. So far only Spellskite as far as the, right? Is that the only money card we've opened so far as the Spellskite? Yeah, so far this box has been pretty dud. The gentleman that opened a box earlier today pulled a foil Mox Opal, a Primeval Titan, he had 3 mythics, Primeval Titan, Ulamog, and Tezzeret, and then a foil Mox Opal. And then, I don't think he had many other rares that were worth a lot of money, but there were some decent ones like a Blinkmoth Nexus and whatnot. But so this box has definitely been worse than that one. Last one here is going to be a Scatter the Seeds, a Thummingbird, a Conclave Phalanx, which has Convoke, so that's going to work great in our strategy. Another discard, another Wings, another Baku, and a Thallid, Rapid Flames. So Shrivel's going to be kind of our anti-card. Here's a Flare Husk, a Darksteel Citadel. The guy they opened up the box, I swear, had a Darksteel Citadel in every pack. Expedition Map, decent to fix. I don't think there's a land that you really, I guess if you're going the Eldrazi lands, then Expedition Map's pretty good in this. We have a Worm, a Plaka Worm. It's really hard to cast at 7 mana, but when it enters the battlefield, gain 7 and dies, draw a card. If you can get this out, it definitely would be impactful. We have a Plaxcaster Frogling, a All Sun's Dawn. For each color, return up to 1 target card of that color from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, it's a 5-color deck, which with this will be Alimir. And then this is a sweet card, a foil Thoughtcast. Sweet, sweet card. Probably has a little bit of money to it. So that is our pool. Let's just go over the highlights of this pool that I think is. So we have the Thallid, it's pretty obvious to me that it's going to be a Scatter the Seeds Ant Queen. And I'd be very happy if I got this at the GP. I think that it does enough. We actually do have enough to really go I mean, these are great. Spellskite's a great little sideboard card, or even main board to protect your stuff. We have a Fortify in here. We have a Predator actually adds a 0/1, which is fine if we're going to put pumps to it. And then we have 2 Thrives and some other Conclaves that are going to gain us life for each creature we have on the battlefield. So that is basically the highlights. Is the 2 Ant Queens, a lot of the Spectral Processions. I think this is a pretty solid deck. So far, I would say that these 6 packs was a definite good enough way to make a sealed pool. So far my theory is 0 for 1, that you're going to be able to build a playable sealed pool. So anyway, we're going to open up the rest of these packs and we'll show you kind of the highlights from each one of them, and then do a separate video for each of the pools. So we'll get to that. I'm not going to open any more packs to bore you guys. This has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.